Hello everyone, you're watching episode 275, Squirrel, Dove, Boar, Calf. Right now I'm working on episodes 271 through 280, and at the time you're watching this, you're at episode 275. You're watching a video right now that I have not exported yet from the editing software. So, mind blown. I'm going to go ahead and call it summer, and I have been playing a lot of Ultimate Frisbee to commemorate that 2 times a week. Things are going good. I hope you're enjoying our episodes. As always, if you have any feedback or just want to, talk some crap, do so in the comments. I'm going to do the episode intro now for 280. We're missing some people this week, so I'm kind of, piecing together the pieces to get a full puzzle. See you next week. So now James is subject.
Yep, James is subject for sure. It's a good point.
I have an idea for James's. Clearly, he loves theater. He does a lot of theater stuff. Went to Western for theater. I think we've all done a fair amount of acting.
Did you have that done?
What's your favorite moment that happened on stage? Be it in a play or improv or rehearsals or whatever.
It's such an interesting question. I will start, I suppose. And I will say that I have done a lot of improv shows in my life. And I have never done a play.
Oh.
Never done a play. So the most scripted thing I've ever done was a 20-minute sketch comedy show with my friend Tim Greger. I kind of want to answer this in the sense of in the ego sense, like best for me, like best I ever did, or had a moment of just feeling the best about what I was doing. But I think I was in a bigger moment than what would be just like maybe my best performance moment. So what I mean and what I'm talking about is that I took a tour when I was 23. When I was at 23, I took a tour, and I went to some cities in the United States, some cities in Canada, and some cities in Europe. And while I was in Europe, I performed a fair amount of improv shows. And what I recognized and noticed was that people in Europe love North American improv. They love it. Maybe they just have a deeper love for theater than the folks over these parts. Because it was common occurrence. It would have been more uncommon. There's a 95 Blood Elf Paladin.
Ooh, let's get him.
Oh no, he's going up to his little hideout there. Alright. Common that the performers would get an encore, like a true encore. Like you leave the stage, audience won't stop. They're like, no, come back. We love you and we want to see more of what you're doing. That's like what I interpret their cheers as meaning. And I might even feel a little bit of arrogance telling this story because it's pretty awesome. But what happened was I was in Berlin, Germany, Europe, and I was involved in this festival show called the North American Show, which was a feature show for these people. It was about a 300-seat high table cabaret style seating, a huge venue. Really felt huge. And 45 of the people left halfway through because they thought that they were getting the German theater sports and didn't know that they were going to be watching people speak English.
Oh, yeah.
But the other 260 people really, really loved it. And this was part of a festival, the Berlin Improv Fest. And they loved it so much that when we finished, they gave us an encore.
Mm-hmm.
They clapped really exuberantly for us, which was a nice feeling. And then we came out, we ran out, and we took a bow, and we ran back, and they kept clapping for us. And so we ran back out and took a bow, and we're very grateful for their cheering. And then we went backstage and cracked open a beer, and they kept cheering. So we went back out, and on our way out, we were like, well, we should do something. What should we do? And we were like, you know what we should do? This was Randy who said this, who lives in Seattle, and he was sort of the leader of the show anyway. He said, what we should do is, and the show went long, which is why we were so surprised that the encore was happening. It was supposed to be like a 2-hour show. It went like 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And he said we should replay the entire improv show in 5 minutes. We should do the entire show in 5 minutes. And we were like, okay, cool, let's do it. We were also super like shocked by that. Let's kill this gray, huh? Oh, we got these guys first. So we did it, and it killed. Like, people went just nuts, because we all we were trying to do was like hit every moment that was great as fast as we could.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was a callback, and everything was like beat, 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 beat. I mean, it's so fast because we had to get through it. Let's kill this gray. So we finished that, went backstage. They kept clapping. So we went back out, bowed again, went backstage. They kept clapping.
What?
So after 2 bows of encores after our first scene, we were like, we gotta do something else. Like, they want us to do something else. And we were pretty tired and wanted to be drinking together and talking about stuff. Oh, that's a nice cloth hood for someone.
Hood.
And so we went back out, and the people that were not prominently featured in the second half got to do some, a game of freeze tag or something. It was just basically a filler because we were out of stuff. We were like, well, we'll just let these people have a little more stage time.
Yeah.
So we finished that, and they kept clapping. And so at that point, that was our 7th encore.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy ran out at that point and said, thank you so much. We're so glad you appreciated it. We really want to be talking to each other and having a beer. And we'd really love to go. And we really have enjoyed performing for you, and it's been a real blast. I had a beer explode on my face during that show. I had been talking some smack on Belgian beer to one of the guys that had brought it. And he brought it on stage, and I don't know if he normally drinks it warm or if that's just how he was doing it, but he brought it on stage, and so I was like, I'll have a drink of that. And the second that it touched my lips, no shit, it was open and sitting there. The second that the liquid touched my lips, it exploded all over my face. And there was a scene going on, and I'm sitting, everybody can see us. We were having that cute little moment on the side where you can see those guys and they're talking, but we don't know what they're saying, and we're not paying attention anyway. Exploded in my face. I was like, awkward.
That's funny.
So anyway.
That sounds magical.
That's the moment.
Excuse me. For me, it was in 9th grade, and it was, I believe this was the second or third official play that I had done, and it was an unabridged version of Romeo and Juliet, and I remember the feeling of wearing the big, huge, heavy costume, because I was playing Lady Capulet, and I knew all the lines. I didn't know what the heck I was saying, but I knew what the words were. And being out there under the lights with everything, like, I remember the feeling in my stomach of what it actually felt like to be doing, like, to trying to, like, be somebody else out there. And it was just, like, such a really fun, enthralling, scary, strange feeling. And I knew that I was addicted to that feeling. At that point, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, once the lights went up, I was like, damn, I gotta keep doing this.
That's awesome.
So that was when I first got the bug. Like, I'm getting all warm thinking about it. Like, it's just, it was crazy. It was so much fun. I remember I had, like, the shakes afterward for so long. I was like, yes, I need to chase this feeling. So that was a good moment for